Carson Hocevar has never been shy about mixing it up on the racetrack. He's rubbed fenders with Ryan Blaney, gone after Ricky Stenhouse Jr., even flipped off Corey Heim mid-lap at Indy. But when it comes to his rivalry with Zane Smith, he says he barely cares at all, and what he just admitted about a private NASCAR meeting is turning heads across the garage. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. All right, let's get into it. So here's what's going on. Carson Hocevar sat down on the show Smart Girl Dumb Question and opened up about his ongoing beef with Zane Smith. And the way he described it, that it wasn't with any fire or frustration. He basically called it a one-sided rivalry. Hocevar explained that he genuinely doesn't care about it. He said he doesn't even keep track of what's going on with Smith, and that if Smith wants to wreck him again, he's fine with that too. He pointed out that Smith is 0-2 in whatever this back and forth has been. And told him to go ahead and try it again because it just doesn't bother him. But here's the thing, it's not just Hocevar saying this. He revealed that his own crew chief told him the same thing. According to Hocevar, his crew chief said Zane Smith simply isn't a factor for their team, that they don't care what Smith does on track. That's a pretty direct statement from inside the Spire Motorsports camp. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Hocevar was actually recalling something that happened behind closed doors in a NASCAR hauler meeting. You know how this works. Whenever NASCAR officials sense tension building between two drivers, they'll pull them aside and try to smooth things over before it boils over on track. That's exactly what happened here with Hocevar and Smith, but instead of cooling things down. It seems like that meeting only added more fuel to the fire. Zane Smith didn't hold back either. He came out and said the meeting changed absolutely nothing. He made it clear that he doesn't like Hocevar as a person and that the sit down with NASCAR officials didn't fix that. Smith said he believes in racing people the way they race him. And until Hocevar changes his approach on track, Smith says that's just how things are going to stay between them. Smith went a step further too. He claimed that Hocevar plays what he called a dirty game, being friendly to his face, but then talking about him behind his back on social media. That's a pretty serious accusation, and it shows just how much distance there is between these two drivers right now. Now, let's talk about why Hocevar can afford to shrug this whole thing off. This isn't a rivalry built on both drivers fighting for the same wins or the same points. Zane Smith is currently sitting 125 points shy of the cut line needed to qualify for the chase. Meanwhile, Carson Hocevar is comfortably parked in 5th place in the standings. That gap right there. That's a big part of why Hocevar doesn't see this as a real threat. He's simply not fighting Smith for anything meaningful on the racetrack right now. And it makes sense why Hocevar would rather spend his energy elsewhere. He said he'd much rather battle it out with drivers like Denny Hamlin or Ryan Blaney. Drivers who are actually competing at his level. We actually saw a version of that just last weekend at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hocevar went toe-to-toe with Corey Heim in a hard-fought battle and ended up settling for a top 10 finish. That's the kind of competition Hocevar seems focused on right now, not his ongoing situation with Smith. So where does this rivalry go from here? That's honestly the big question heading into the crucial stretch of the season. Zane Smith, sitting outside the chase cut line, really has nothing left to lose. Hocevar, on the other hand, needs to build a points cushion heading into the playoffs. Given that, Hocevar may need to tread a little more carefully than he's letting on, because as the article points out, Smith might not be the only driver out there looking to get even with him. So here's my question for you guys watching. Do you think Hocevar is right to brush off this rivalry with Zane Smith completely? Or is he underestimating a driver who's got nothing left to lose down the stretch? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And that's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around, because NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We'll see you in the next one.